So Chris and Todd, coming to you from Transmax Transmissions, the home of the tantalizing transmission rebuilds. What kind of transmission we building today, Todd?
62 TE.
Oh my goodness, a 62 TE Tango Echo. What kind of vehicle does it go in?
A Dodge Caravan.
Outstanding. Okay, and how long? You've taken and broken it all down. These are all the parts that got to go back into the case, right?
Yes, sir.
And then how long does something like this take an expert like you?
It's normally about 5 to 6 hours.
5 to 6 hours. And
Once it's all cleaned up and stuff.
Sure. And you've been building transmissions since Moby Dick was a minnow, right?
About 39 years.
My God, that's a long time.
Yes, it
wow,
is.
That's great. Okay, well, I'm glad you're along for the ride and that you're going to show us how to do this, because a lot of people out there like myself have no clue what any of this is. So hopefully we can give them some education, and if they have any questions, obviously, hopefully they follow us so that we can answer them for them and help them out.
Sounds
so
great.
You go ahead, I'll keep asking questions as we go.
No problem.
And there's a lot of, I'll move the camera now so that you can see all of those parts. Oh my goodness. So many parts. Difficulties with the camera. Oh, there we go. That should work. Alrighty. So that the first piece that you're touching there, that would be considered what?
This right here is your underdrive planetary set.
Okay, outer draw planetary set.
Underdrive planetary set. Yes, sir.
Got it. And then you got transmission fluid there to lubricate everything that you
Yeah,
just
you got to keep everything good and oiled up and all that stuff.
Got it, got it, got it. And your family actually started it back in the day, Turner Transmissions, right?
Yes, sir. My grandfather, 1954, first transmission shop in Ocala.
Oh my goodness. That's quite a hierarchy there, huh?
We've been doing it a while.
Yeah, so you probably learned, yeah, you got generational knowledge on how to build all these transmissions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Outstanding.
It takes time to do them.
Time and patience.
Even though I've been doing it a long time, you just got to make sure that don't overlook stuff. You got to
Sure.
really check a lot of stuff out, especially these new 6-speeds. They're a little bit more time consuming than your 4-speeds was, your 3-speeds and all that.
Sure, absolutely. And you could build pretty much any transmission, right, Ted?
Pretty much, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we get some muscle cars and we can do some like 400 rock crushing transmissions and all that kind of stuff. Huh?
We can do that.
I love that.
We can do that.
Yeah, so you get all, so when the customer comes in for the repair and we take apart the old transmission, then we like look inside and see what's broken or what the failure point is.
Yeah, we tear them all apart, see what everything's, what's good, what's not, and of course everything gets all new clutches, bushings,
Sure.
All the good parts, but whatever's hard part damage, then we gotta replace all that stuff.
And that
But
comes
not
in-
every single piece gets replaced.
Got it. So you gotta really know what you're looking for when you pull it apart.
Yeah.
To see what's broken.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that, the planetaries aren't, even though they're not broke, the pinions wear out in them.
Uh-huh.
So you gotta make sure they're not loose, you gotta make sure the washers are all intact. And there's a lot of stuff to really look at when you're doing one of these. A lot of people think that, and again, there's a lot of updates that has to be done.
Sure.
So valve body, drums and stuff, updates. A lot of people think, you buy an overhaul kit and clutches and you put it back together. It don't work that way.
No. Well, it couldn't really, because once you tear it apart, and if you even could identify as a layman, and we'll consider somebody that hasn't been rebuilding them for 40 years a layman, right?
Okay.
We'll consider that to try and find exactly what's going on with it. Maybe they're lucky and they do find it being a layman.
Yeah.
But there could be 2 or 3 other things too, right?
Yeah, a lot of your big problems with these trannies these days are valve bodies. They wear. They're notorious for wearing. It's recommended on a lot of these trannies, these 6-speeds, now 8-speeds and 10-speeds, to actually put a new valve body on them. Now they got products out there. Again, there's a Transgo, there's Superior, there's brand new valve bodies from the dealership. There's Sonax. There's all kinds of products that you can update on the valve bodies and stuff. Not necessarily everything truly always works, you know, and it just, most of the time it does work, but a lot of times you just get a valve body that's so severely worn out that it just don't want to be fixed. It wants to be stubborn.
Well, that's
So-
part of the problem too, right? So a lot of people would assume that they put everything back together, even if they know what they're doing is not working. They wouldn't assume that the part that they received from where they bought it from is bad, right? They
Yeah.
just think it was something else.
Yeah.
So they're continuing to troubleshoot, and that's one of the hurdles, probably a lot of the reason people should just come to a trans shop, right?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do it themselves.
Exactly.
By the time they buy another part or another used transmission, they could be out 2 to 3 times what they would spend by the place that knew what they was doing to put it back together.
Yeah, exactly.
Outstanding, okay.
You know, and another thing too is, just because you buy new don't mean it's good.
Sure.
I mean, as long as I've been in the business, you know, there's been several new parts that we buy, and it's new. That don't mean nothing.
Sure.
You know, and it'll make you pull your hair out and, you know, turn gray because, you know, well, I replaced that part. It's new. Well, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So you gotta, you know, you just gotta know how things flow, how things work, what's coming on in what year, what's not.
Sure.
You know, you just gotta know. Sometimes
Yeah, you gotta
it
know.
stumps me.
Sure.
I mean, you know, there's times that, you know, we got hotlines and stuff that we call sometimes for technical advice, you know, because you don't know everything.
Sure.
You think you know
Absolutely.
everything and you don't.
Well, the day that you believe you know everything, you
It's
might as
one-
well stop
Might as
doing
well
anything.
stop. Yeah, because
Right.
I tell you, I learn something every day
Sure.
in this business.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's electronics. You know, there's also a lot of people don't realize too with these transmission is engine performance is a big factor, because if you've got misfires, you've got O2 sensors, you've got, you know, there's so many different things that can cause with all this electronic stuff
Sure.
to make this transmission fail. Now, me as a builder, I could build this thing for you 4 or 5 times and know I did a right job, but the engine is causing a different problem. Overheating with the radiator.
Sure.
You know, there's just so many, you know,
Factors.
so many factors in this stuff that you've got to address. And, you know, a lot of people too is, well, God, I just put $3,000 to $5,000 into training, and I got to put another $1,000, $1,500 in my motor. You know, tune up. I'm talking.
Sure.
It's got to be done,
Yeah.
or you're just going to be fighting it.
Absolutely.
Excuse me 1 second. I got to go over here and put this drum together
No problem.
on this press, and then I'll be right back.
Outstanding. We'll resume in a few.